Hey folks, this is Tracy with Scrappy's Rustics. In this video, I'm going to show you how to decoupage over something dark. It's a really neat trick and I learned a few things and I wanted to share them with you. The paper there is from Decoupage Queen. It's paper number 0152 and the book is from Michael's a long time ago and I painted it in a chalk paint of some sort, and we're going to be using Wise Owl Snow Owl in the color white. And what we're going to do is we are going to paint just the image or just the area that we're going to use for our decoupage. Now, one thing that I learned, I've done this a few times, one thing I learned is you need to have a thin coat of paint. Just take your time, and here I'm speeding it up for you so you don't have to watch me paint. Excuse me. But just a very thin coat, get the best coverage you can because you're going to go the opposite way as well. And just take your time and do it. It doesn't bleed through, which is kind of bizarre, but I think if you went heavy, it might. So we go the one way, and then we're going to dry it. See those spots right there? This is the first tip that I learned when I first did it. You can see those. In this case, with it being so much black and white and mixed in, I don't know that you would. But the one that I did prior, the very first one I did, I thought, oh, it's fine. There's just a couple of spots. Well, you could really see them, and I was really surprised. So that now I just go the one way, real light coat, dry it. Then I go the opposite way and dry it again, and we're good to go. Now, the second thing that I learned is to fussy cut it after you paint. There's a couple little tiny spots that I missed, but there's so much detail in this that I thought it's fine. I fussy cut one prior to painting, and the fussy cut looked terrible because the paint just stuck to all the fibers. It didn't lay down. It just looked terrible. So my suggestion is 2 coats, very thin paint, light color, white if you can, and fussy cut after the fact. Now, it is a little, because you have 2 coats of paint on there, it does take a little extra water or time for it to, my pen was acting crazy there, but it does take a little bit more time for your water to soak in. So just be patient with it. In this case, I wanted to get as close as to the owl as I could because that's all I wanted to use. I've had this owl since probably one of the very first papers we've had on our website, and I've always wanted to use it. I always loved it. I thought the details were amazing. And I thought this was the perfect project to show how to decoupage on something dark, because I think a lot of us, we don't do it because we don't know how to paint where we want to put our paper, or we don't want to take the time. So certainly you could paint the image on your surface, but that's a little bit more difficult because if you don't get it just right, you're going to know. So that is a possibility too, but I think this is a fairly easy way to do it, and you can get it pretty accurate. So you can see how nice it does fussy cut. So definitely do it after you paint, because like I said, the paint gets stuck in all the fibers and then it just looks terrible. Look how cool he looks. He looks 3D. I love this. It's rice paper. It's from the Decoupage Queen. We do have it available on our website. It's number 0152. I'm almost positive. Scrappysrustics.com. And we're going to use my favorite. I love matte. I do not like a shine or a sheen. This is Pentart Matte Varnish. And it is, I've tried a lot of matte products to get to this one. And it's extremely matte. Again, I sped it up. Now the owl is just a tiny bit big every which way for this book. I really wanted to get his tail in there and his ears because they were so little. So I messed around with it. Another trick that I always use is once I get it placed in my placement and I get it perfect, we don't want to pick it back up and have to put down our medium or whatever we're going to do. So I just leave mine anchored, and you'll see here in a minute, I just leave my paper where it is on my surface, and I anchor it down and just peel it back. This really works wonderfully. I just had some stuff stuck to the book there. It's that really dry wood and everything sticks to it. So I don't think you need any more or less from regular decoupaging. Of course, the paper is a little bit thicker because you do have paint on the back of it, but it didn't really make a difference. And I'm so confident this is so matte that I'm just doing the whole front. Now, if you wanted to do just your image and you didn't have a medium that you wanted on the rest of your surface, then I would recommend putting your medium right on your decoupage paper itself and then lay it down onto your paper. That way you won't get your medium on anything else. Notice when I do this technique, when I peel it up and anchor it, I'm waiting till the end to do real close to my paper right there, because I don't want to do that first and have my paper sitting there soggy in my medium while I'm, putting it on the rest of the surface, and then I go to yank on it and it's all soggy and I pull it off and break it, rip it. I've done that. So that's how I've learned that. Now, I did not invent this by any means by painting the back of decoupage paper. To be honest with you, I have no idea who did, but I just thought I learned a few things and it was worth sharing. Look at that, the book still opens. So the rice paper is pliable. That's one of the wonderful things about rice paper. So there's just a little bit hanging off here and there, so just gonna go ahead and sand it off. I mean, he was so close to fitting perfectly. Plus it's the way I fussy cut it too. I could have went a little farther in, but it all worked out. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the rest of this book. This is as far as I got with it. I'm sure something will come to mind, but I think he looks amazing on the black background. Just amazing. Now, I did have some, like I said, it's that sticky type of wood, so some of the fibers were kind of stuck where I sanded it. So putting this medium over the top to seal it up took care of that. I just went around the edges where I did sand, and that took care of that right away. So pretty stinking neat. And I drooled some there down the side. I just, look at that face. The details in this one is just amazing. Again, this is matte varnish pentart. We do have that available as well. And if you like matte, I promise you, it is matte as matte can be. There's also another one we have, Ranger. It's also matte. It's just thicker, but I really like the pentart. It's very smooth. Be sure to visit our website at scrappysrustics.com. If you enjoyed this video and it inspired you, please like and comment. To see more, follow me both on Facebook and YouTube, and be sure to hit the notifications on both so you're notified when new videos are uploaded. There he is. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.